The 8th stop of the 2012 ASP World Tour, the Curl Pro Portugal from Supertubes, brings with it much more than just a contest victory or momentum in the title race. Every surfer on tour is battling for important positions in the final world standings. For the top 5, it was the dream of a world title. For the bottom 15, the necessity of re-qualifying at surfing's highest level. Every heat matters now more than ever.
He's in, here we go, has to drive, he's got to giddy up here, back towards this section, now still going. Kieran in, and this one's cleaner. Here goes Kelly, look at this thing draining. And as you can hear by the crowd and the mics, he came out. Here goes Owen. This thing, big speed pump. He's got another section out.
It's a sick barrel.
Kersey straight on the anchors, tucks in tight.
Setting up something, goes to the back. Oh, Wilco!
Pulls the rodeo flip. You gotta love that one, Reggae.
The backside rodeo, and he's stoked. Well, look at this, and no wonder. It's a beautiful tube just barreling across that section. Gabriel Medina comes out, throws up the air, and runs down.
It bottoms out and gets a lot more hollow, and all of a sudden he's almost into a new section. Look at him just using his hands even to get forward momentum.
The surf scene in Portugal is it's pretty cool, man. I think it's special for us. We don't get this kind of treatment that we get here from the fans.
Absolutely nuts with that first wave of Tiago's.
Well, yeah, man, rightfully so. Tiago went mad. I think he's due a big result here, man.
As I came out of my barrel, I looked back and I see Julian in a crazy pit. So I knew there was going to be a very narrow one against Julian.
The town of Peniche is a surfer's paradise. Every setup, every swell direction, every type of wind. You don't have to travel far to find epic surf. But it's the barrels of Supertubes that are most sought after. Long, deep, treacherous beach break barrels are what the top 36 came to battle in. And on the first day, the crowd showed up to watch the world's best get busy.
We all know what's going on. We all know we have to make finals. We all have to win events, and you know, it's very, very close. And you know, one stumble can mean a lot. But yeah, everyone's just got to keep getting through heats.
Ace fucking on just an absolute gem.
Still going, Poncho.
Oh my goodness.
And he makes it. Huge bomb drop. Here goes Pat, though.
Pat's trying to answer back. He is slotted. Oh, and he just comes flying out with the spit there. That's crazy left. Stalling from the get-go. He is completely slotted. Comes flying out. Big, long floater. Oh, my goodness.
Just got in. Just got enough roller bottom. Look at him. He's gone. He's on behind, over the foam ball. And he knows now the work's done.
The bottom half of the tour ratings is not where you want to find yourself with only 3 events left. And tour character Matt Wilkinson and local favourite Tiago Perez, along with another dozen World Tour surfers, found themselves in sudden death heats.
As we see Matty Wilkinson driving down the line, big carving snap there. Power in that turn, drives up.
That one stays a bit throatier. He's clean in there.
Barrel.
Oh, he's been really piped. A big right-hander. He's got to get around this section. It's kind of crumbled. It's barreled now.
Nice.
He's back towards this thing and gets out.
Oh, yeah. Wilco, you know, he's, you expect the unexpected. We knew it wasn't going to be 10s. You know, we knew by watching all day that it was, you know, maybe a couple 6s will get you through.
Wilco is such a great character for the tour and for the fans, and he always seemed more than relaxed, and we saw how bad it hurt I'm sure they're aware that and the level of competition that is there and what is at stake.
Drops in here. He loses his back foot here at some stage. I think where is there?
Oh, there, yeah, totally lost it.
He's inside his rail grab and his back foot, and somehow he's held it. Here we go, Kai Otten, a better looking wave here. Jams the first turn, Great Rio. Another little gouge into the pocket. This is looking good. It's a better wave.
Says Travis now pulls into the tube on the takeoff. Clean read, and he's going to keep a high line. That yellow jersey still showing. He's out in front now. A little layback hack off the top. I mean, how is this moment for him in the tube watching this happen? Right in front of his face.
Did that hit him in the face?
Yeah, I think it did. Put his head down. What an Iron Man.
Yeah.
Fish flying at him.
It's kind of special because when you open the door for a sport, for the whole country, you become part of history, you know, and because I'm still competing, I'm still showing myself, and people love it, and they just come. They're just really good supporters, and they support me throughout all the year, you know, through losses and wins, and it's beautiful to feel that kind of energy coming towards me.
No, I mean, they were pretty gracious. It seemed like they were kind of cheering me on, too. It seems like when he's standing up, it's like he can't focus because everyone's screaming so loud. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just stoked to make it.
Round 3 started in a fading swell with even more at stake in the barrels of Super Tubes. Win and you advance to the last 12. Lose and you're leaving Peniche for a couple of days sightseeing in Lisbon.
Just a nice small wave for Travis Logie. Sets it up with this little top turn there. Always so compact and tight in the pocket.
As we see, here's what I was frothing over. Just goes into this and just blows the tail out, and just amazing.
It's just really hard right now. It's a lot of little closeouts, you know, you can't really tell which ones are good, and his height has kind of killed it. It's like just gone flat almost. And, that was super stressful for me. I'm just happy to have made it through.
If you can get past round 3, you're working into a decent result. That's kind of what we're all after, you know, is making it into the upper echelon of, you know, a 9th, a 5th, and so on. That's kind of the goal, and whatever it takes.
Drops down to the bottom, a quick whip off the top there. He's eyeing up the lip, goes for that big blow. It was almost like a tail blow, but it ended up being an air reverse. Quickly hops up into that section, somehow manages to get into that tube.
Simpo running along the line, needs to get something big here. Jams a massive turn, rides out of it. So Brett Simpson is back in the game.
That was a tough field against Brett, and the waves are kind of too small, and I don't know, that was hard.
Yeah, if we come down tomorrow and it's light on shore and a little bit bigger, then we'll roll the dice, but it's just going to be one of those things we wake up every morning and see what it's like.
When round 3 resumed in a building storm swell, it was teenage sensation Kolohe Andino up against his idol, Taj Burrow.
Down the beach, he's going to set up this one in the open face. Bottom turns, hacks it off the top. Let's see if he can get one more in. Big float, he stomps it.
Yeah, well, Taj with priority. Didn't want to, gave it to Kolohe. Chloe's just got a drainer.
As we see a really amazing late takeoff. Alejo getting a beautiful barrel. Backdoors this section, comes flying out.
There's no easy heats, no easy matchups, second, third. Every heat's hard, and you can't, you know, drop your guard on anyone.
With 12 minutes to go, here's CJ Reggett.
Well, just pulls into that backhand tube and comes out nicely. Wants to finish this one off, goes for the big air.
As we see a really amazing late takeoff. Interesting selection. I'm surprised that these surfers are going with the quad in these chunky conditions. Just goes over the ledge there, kind of falling forward, regains his composure, and does a nice big carve in the pocket here, wraps it all the way back around, finds himself actually pitted into the barrel for a split second. He gets behind it, just negotiates all that foam. It's like a latte in there, and it just somehow comes out the bottom.
In the middle of another world title race, 11 times world champion and current world number 2 Kelly Slater found himself up against Brazilian Raoni Monteiro, whose knee injury had finally healed enough to get him back in the water. The conditions, however, had deteriorated, and Kelly soon found himself facing the upset of the season.
Go, Kelly.
Another one.
Yep, drops in, gets a rail in, and had a little too much speed. Here goes Rayoni. A little insider. Now, can he get a line on it? Floats that section. He's got another section here. Little jam turn. And has he got a finish?
Nice.
He does. Okay.
Wow.
And I got drilled in the sand a couple times. You know, I just got lit up. My suit was just full of kelp and sand when I came in. But yeah, it was frustrating. Probably that might be the most frustrating game I've ever had on tour.
Julian on the move, late drop, he sticks the landing, pulls into another dreamy section.
Oh, here he goes, Julian Wilson. Can he get through this?
Oh, and he does, blown out with it.
Oh, here we go.
Look at this thing just draining out.
Oh, is he coming out?
He finds a doggy door.
Oh, he did well there.
Parks it. Look how throaty this thing gets. Just drifts high just to get out, straight into the tube. It's a real, well, soupy monster there, that thing.
The final 12 surfers headed into round 4, where a win would secure a quarter-final spot. First up was the future of the World Tour, John Florence, Gabriel Medina, and Kolohe Andino.
And a massive air reverse.
Huge punt, grabs the rail, spins it all the way around, lands on the lip backwards, somehow manages to hang on, slid so far up to the front of the board.
You know, definitely that is the future of surfing. Those three guys are gonna be the next, guys that push this sport into the future, and it was so exciting to watch. They're really smart competitors, and I've noticed that they rarely make mistakes, and as normal rookies do, and I've seen very few sort of chinks in the armor.
Medina now, he's gonna fade into this one. Big section opening up, looks like he has the exit.
I think Gabriel, to some degree, I think he impresses me the most with his heat management. He never seems to be rushing his turns. He seems to maintain a really good flow. He reads waves really well.
Let's check it out down the beach. This is Medina and the barrel. This is what Poncho is checking out.
I was frothing there. He got so barreled, came out and just punched that big air, and just feeling it.
I was excited to compete against them, and I did air, and I got a 6 barrel, and I just stoked to make it.
We started after we stopped the event again, and it's definitely improved, and it looks like it's going to get better all over.
Right in.
Oh, straight into this beautiful left barrel.
Now it looks like we have a little wave out the back. Here's Adriano.
And $3,000 for the highest combined heat score.
Look at this thing, it's a tank. He drives through this section. He's coming out of this. Uh-oh.
Wait for it, wait for it.
Uh-oh. Oh, no!
World number 3 and world title contender Mick Fanning found himself up against good mate and top 10 surfer Owen Wright in round 5. With title hopes on the line, Mick was focused on staying the course and getting to the quarters, but Owen was not going to make it easy for the 2-time world champ.
And Owen Wright, look at this.
Oh, if he can. Wow.
He can.
Oh, my goodness.
He's coming
He's
out.
going to make it a heat.
Oh,
he
made it a heat.
That thing just slabbed out so hard. What an amazing tube ride. Just dragging his way in this pit. Can he come out? Oh, he does come out the bottom of that.
Parks it in the tube.
Is this a 6.40?
That's a pretty deep
It's
barrel.
pretty much, it's got to be.
Mick's one of my heroes, and he started quick, 9s and 7s, and yeah, I knew I could do it. I just needed the better waves, and a few coming through towards the end there, a 10 and geez, there's some good waves out there.
The Rip Curl Pro Portugal was down to the final 8, and we saw a mix of youth and experience, progression and power. John and Parko drew each other in quarterfinal number 1 with title hopes on the line, while Julian Wilson and Owen Wright would compete for the future of Australia's surfing hierarchy. For these surfers, everything was within reach as the race for the Rip Curl Pro title was into its last day.
This thing for Kersey. Here we go, backdoors this section. Look how open this thing is. He's going to drive out of it. Because
How's this thing?
It's a tank down the beach. Gabby drops in, side slips in, and he's got a second section to get through. He does it easy.
And just slots himself in there. Wave spits, comes all the way through that.
Taking off, sets up the tube, and is he going to come out of this one? Takes a clean line, and he does.
Drives the line, knifes in. This thing stays big and open, and it's Owen Wright. You know he's coming out. Just Jules drops in here, straight in, off the bottom, parked. You always knew he was coming out of this. Here we go, Julian Wilson. Pig dog's in. This is a big cleaner. He's out.
Oh.
Now has he got a turn? He might need a turn here. A little backhand boost.
Oh, look out. He reckons
So Jeremy right here grabbing his rail. Perfect line, nice positioning.
Both surfers paddling. Adriano turns around. He falls up under it. He's got a beauty. Oh, and he comes out.
Wow.
That's going to basically put the nail in the coffin.
Adriano de Souza using his priority well.
And he goes for the backside air reverse. Spins it around really late there. He's finally looking for the open face here after barrel hunting the first half of this heat. I'll talk about swagger. I mean, look at this positioning. Love the way he sort of stands on that back foot.
Generating ton of speed, gigantic forehand boost. Judges have agreed. Look at this thing. Fully inverted, fully rotated, and lands in the flats.
Goes out the back, he's got a left, he's pulling into the pit, sets his line, he's still traveling. He's gonna make it out of this inside.
We've grown so accustomed to watching Mick and Joel and Kelly and Tosh fight it out for the world title. And, you know, as they sort of reach the golden years of their competitive surfing, in the next few years, these young kids are going to take over, and it's going to be them battling it out year in and year out for the world title.
The future of pro surfing was on display as Julian Wilson and Gabriel Medina squared off in the final of the Rip Curl Pro Portugal. The two had made it to the final with a mix of power, progression and passion, giving us a glimpse of what the World Tour will look like for the next 10 years. Julian was chasing his first tour victory, while Gabriel was chasing an emotional win in front of his family. It would prove an intense and dramatic final, and the result would go right down to the dying seconds.
He's looking at this thing. It's a left-hander. Okay, what's he got? There it is. Big forehand putt. You knew he was going to ride that. Then tags that section. Great little pocket jam. Rips it again. Another little float to finish. Yeah, you know what the first turn's going to be before he does it. Big forehand grab. Rips it around. But you know what sets him apart? You know what? He's the leader of Reg. It's the transition.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen it better here, I reckon, than anywhere before. The transition between his airs, his turns, it's just been seamless here. He doesn't lose any. He's lost the fins here. Here goes Gabby, meanwhile, driving into this left, backdoors this section. It's got some run on the inside.
Out of this one.
He's out. Uh-oh, now what's he got here? It squeezes a little turn to finish. Yeah, now this is a long barrel. Now it's really tight here at the start, but it flares down the line. Really clean. Now, it's just a matter of how deep he got on it. He managed to throw a turn in at the end.
Cam Medina is going ballistic.
Yeah.
He's out short.
Okay, now the barrel, this is where he needs to get the points. A little high line cover up there. You see Gabby watching on in the background, a little tag turn. This wave ran through the inside. Another little jam, just slides the tail. You can see his finish here and just gets stuck into it. Just spins free. Wow. They've got time, Reg. The heat's over. The final's done. They can take their time with it, and they will. Judge 8-5, 8-5, 8-5, 8-3. Julian Wilson, he has just won the Rip Curl Pro Portugal, Reg.
He has. He ended up with a 8.43. So Julian Wilson, you know, I think he did what he did. He had to do. He had priority. Wow. He held Julian off, and here we go.
There he is. There is your winner.
They timed it perfectly. We had a good morning with waves, and yesterday was really good for waves, and I don't know, I'm over the moon to win my first event.